Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back into the arena. Today we have another budget deck, and as far as budget decks go, well, they're not really that great, but they have some interesting combos, mechanics. Um, Specifically for this one, the budget affinity, it's got a very low win rate. I don't know, maybe I just don't have the gist of it. Maybe I don't play it well, but I'd like to think that I play it fairly well, especially since I am sort of well, I do this for a living, so I have to be good at it. Whether or not I am good at it, I have to find a way to become good at it. So anyway, this deck has a lot of how do I say, artifact creatures and enchantments, and that's what makes it sort of work. So it's sort of a budget artifact affinity, or budget affinity as we call it. And I would like to reinstate once again that the reason why I do these things, make play tests, we call them play tests, because we want to see if it's good for other players, if it suits your play style, instead of instead of people just building the cards, trading in the wild cards, building the deck, and wasting their wild cards just to find out that the deck doesn't work for them, or they don't know how to play it, or they just don't really have that sort of nice, it's not enjoyable for them. This budget affinity, I did enjoy it to an extent, but I don't enjoy losing. So it has a very low win rate, at least from what I was experiencing. Or maybe I just don't have enough experience with it. It is sort of budget. It is off meta. It is not a very strong deck. It's probably if there was a tier 5 or a tier 4, because I've heard of tier 3, tier 2, and tier 1 obviously, but if there was a tier 5 among decks, I think this is where this budget affinity will fit. But if you're playing it with just with just friends, or if you're on paper magic, since obviously arena also works, the decks that work in arena also work in paper, so I wouldn't recommend building a deck like this, or if you have the cards, sure, play it. If you're bored, go ahead. Stone Coil Serpent is kind of, it has that sort of fun factor, but you do have to take note that it works only on multicolored creatures, or multicolored cards or spells. That's the only place that it will work on. Emery is a very expensive card, since it is, expensive in the sense that it's a wild card. Mystic Forge is also a rare, so you have to use a wild card for that if you don't already have it. Steel Overseer, I guess you could make it if you're into the whole artifact affinity sort of thing, synergy, because Steel Overseer is one of the best artifact creatures that you can have in an artifact deck, and I really do recommend, if you want to play around with this sort of archetype, go ahead, construct, trade in your wild cards for Steel Overseer. But that's only if you have extra rare wild cards. There are a lot of other rare wild cards that you could use them on, such as Sorcerer's Spyglass. I don't even know why this is in here. It's not supposed to be in here. We should Sork. Well, I guess you can use that version. Deputy Detention, obviously one of the best removals in the game for white blue. Ashiok, one of the more annoying ones in the game. Dance of the Manse, I'd probably hold off of this if you're thinking of building this deck, because so far Dance of the Manse only works very well in the Esper deck, Esper stacks as they call it. But even then, Esper stacks isn't really, it's not on par. I'd say it's just, it's one of those fun, janky decks that you play just to fool around, or if you want to complete quests. But all in all, I think I've rambled on too much for this deck that isn't even that good, but it was a lot of fun to play. It did get, you know, the logic juices working in there. So I guess that's all I have to say for this deck. And I'll see you guys in the next event that comes out today. I think today or tomorrow. It depends on where you're from. For me, it's not yet here, so it's gonna be tomorrow or in a few hours later. The new brawl, the new brawl event is coming out. It's a commander, 60 cards, just like the commander brawl that we were playing with before Eldraine came out. The one with the exclusive Eldraine cards for I don't know, a pre-release event or something. Anyway, with that being said, I'll see you guys in that event. Let's go into gameplay. Huh. This is weird because okay, it's not weird. Okay, yeah, this it's not weird at all. As long as we get the Ginger Brute, I think we're in the safe. He's playing Guild Gates though, so this could end terribly bad. We don't have anything in the bin for Emery. I have no idea what Wildborn. Oh crap. Well, now we have a reason to put down Emery. Our opponent is pretty smart. Let's see if we can outsmart him. Counterspell? Do I smell a counterspell? Ah, okay. So it's a poor man's, or it's a budget flash, flash that we're up against. More planes. I think we're good. Dang. So this is actually pretty nice because although it's not gonna kill the Wideburn Preserver, but he can sort of like put down another one and just ramp it up. Yeah, so he's not gonna attack. I'm gonna put down the Mystic Forge, see if he counters that. Just let him run out of counters. He may have unsummoned though. Yeah, which he's gonna do. Okay. At least we're... See, the thing with these counter decks, what you really want is you want them to expend their cards as early as possible. Let them run out of steam before you do. So yeah, sure, he may be able to go in, make an attack. He may have a, I don't know. So Emery isn't that important to me. I can let her go. You weren't thinking of that, were you? Or, okay. And well, I did see him, oh, okay. We might as well, right? We might as well have him play. I really want him to use his counter spells because he's thinking, well, I only have 2 cards left. One of them, I've only got a few counter spells left, and I gotta start, you know, thinking, how do I do this? How do I use this to my advantage? So we want to just keep generating threats while we can, and I am gonna tap this Overseer. Maybe we can force out another, I don't know, bounce. Ah, opt. Okay. Right, so he's gonna pass. That's obviously an obvious given. And at this point, we don't really have to play cards anymore. We can just sort of, I don't know, Take the Inquisitive Puppet, put it back down, and then play it for 1. If he wants to counterspell it, sure. That's another land. We can just put down the Ginger Brute. Yeah, he's thinking about it. He's like, okay, well maybe I don't have to. I'm just gonna tap this. Whoop. I'm pretty sure he has like, he's got a removal in there somewhere. And he wants to get rid of, well, if he puts it down, whatever that is, Wildborn Preserver, whatever. Well, we're not paying anything. We're not going to do much. I just want to be sure. So we can actually block with the Inquisitive. Okay, that's a Brineborn Cutthroat. That's what he's been waiting for. He's gonna add what? 3? Okay. Gonna add 3. What we can do is, since that's a huge fox, we can block with the Inquisitive Puppet, then feed it, turn it into a thing. Right, sure. Because that's 6 damage, so we wanna, at least now, he's, yeah, okay, we do that, announce the block, sacrifice it, so it turns into a nothing. And pass. My turn. We have another Ginger Brute. You can also chump block with this. What's in here anyway that we can grab? The Stone Coil? He doesn't have, it doesn't look like he's got multicolored creatures. Where is it? The Monitor Corridor. He doesn't have counter spells. So we're just gonna tap this. Boost that up. Put this corridor monitor down. I doubt he's gonna want to block artifact or creature. We could actually untap the Emery. So what do we want to do here? We can, I think we can go wide. Right? We can go wide. We can untap that. I mean, we can tap it. Then... Okay. 4/4. Obviously, we're gonna attack with just the one brute. Not entirely sure if this was a good choice, but we can block. We can chump block with this human. Chump block with the brine, the Carter, or the Brineborn. Now I kind of feel like, right. We can only block creatures that can fly. That means he's using it offensively. Going in for the 3 damage, knowing that I can probably block. You can do that all you want, pal, but without trample. Yeah, he knows. So he wants to block. Oh, I see. He wants to block the steal, the oversteal, in case so that I don't have lethal. Okay. What do we have here? I do want to take the Mystic Forge. And just see what we've got. That's about it. Quench. Okay. Well, I forgot that he had those. Well, he got 3 creatures. We can all block them, which means that I can't tap the Overseer. And I can only attack with 1 Ginger Brute. Well, we can... okay. We can tap the Overseer. Don't block the 2. No. Or do we have lethal now? If we went all in. You just have blocked the Steel Overseer. I'd have... he'd have block with 7, 8. No, we still don't have enough. Next turn, probably. Yep. He probably drew into a land, ran out of stuff to play. Okay. I think I'm gonna take out one of the Mystic Forges. We've been getting them way too many times. One too many. Emery did pretty good as a blocker. Had a lot of big cards. Most of them were green. I'm entirely sure that I think Dance of Mans would. Mana. Mm-hmm. I think he went for a super. Thing here. This down. A Mystic Forge. Maybe. I do like the idea of being able to manage my draw. Or not. Alright. Do this. Four damage. Turn. And we're gonna do auto pass. Let's keep the time on him. Yep, he's back. Okay, good for him. He's back. I guess we do want to put this oversteel feature down. Plus. Back. Turn. Pass. He's thinking, shit, I'm behind. I don't know what to do. I gotta think real hard. I can heal. Okay, Savvy Hunter. He can come in hot, but not really gonna help him. Tap, put this down. Like this. Tap. Or attack. Come on, mama. 8 damage. Lucky Clover. Okay, what's that gonna do? Gonna put down your game. That's what you get. You know, I don't know what's up with that dude. If he's thinking